Hey, it's Dan from The Food in My Beard. I'm here today with this really fun idea for a sausage covered in a cheesy spaetzle. You know, I was at the store kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to make. I was craving mac and cheese. I was thinking of doing a spaetzle pasta salad. I wanted to make a sausage sandwich, and I was like, these all can actually be one thing. So I'm super excited to do it. I'm hungry already. So let's get started. I have some flour and salt in this bowl. I'm gonna add a little bit of milk and 2 eggs. And for the spaetzle batter, I'm just gonna basically beat this for about almost like 10 minutes until it really gets like smooth, kneaded, very soft. I think we're pretty good here. This is what I'm looking for, right? It's nice and salty, nice and eggy. I have some boiling water here. I just have this old school strainer with pretty large holes on it. I'm gonna put this over the water. Take my spatula here and press the dough through the holes to form that classic spaetzle shape. You have to make sure you're really getting it actually through the holes, right? Or else you're just gonna be almost like double boiling the dough in the pan. This is awesome, perfect, just how you want it to be. Weird little sort of droplets of dough. And this only needs a few minutes more to cook. So while this spaetzle finishes crisping up in the butter, I'm gonna make the sauce for it. So I have just a little bit of sour cream here, and I'm gonna add cotija cheese. Now this might seem like an odd choice, but I bought a brick of cotija like a week ago, and I've been putting it on like everything, and I'm just like in one of those moods where I'm obsessed with it, which happens once every month probably. So I'm gonna add a bunch of that. That's probably enough. And finally, I'm going to chop some pickled jalapenos here. And I'm thinking like along the lines of the bratwurst, thinking of like a hot dog almost. So I like to have that pickled flavor, but also I'm looking for this to be spicy. And you know what, to this mixture, I'm also gonna add a little mustard to stick with that like sausage sandwich hot dog vibe. Just a little bit of that. And I'm gonna stir this all together. That's perfect. Now this is crispy, brown, tasty. And the most important thing is it's hot. As I pour the hot spaetzle in, the cheese is gonna melt a little, all the flavors are gonna combine, and it's gonna be like a sauce almost. This looks awesome, and it's gonna be a great topping for our sausages. I'm gonna taste some, of course. I'm already thinking hot dog before I even get to the sausage part, so we're on the right track. So I have these buns here, meant as like sandwich rolls, right? And it might seem weird, but cutting the edges off these buns will make them almost feel more like you're getting this at a restaurant. And not like you bought the first bun you found at the grocery store like I did. Just kind of cleaning them up a little bit. And then I'm going to press it into this pan with the butter. And it's gonna come out really nice. You wanna hit it on all sides in the pan as well. So as you can see here, when I say all sides, I 100% mean all 6 sides. And that will help everything become nice and squared off. It's gonna fit the food better, and it's gonna look way better on the plate. And taste better. It's important to cut the edges nice and flat. This last one, I cut it more of a diagonal, so it's leaning a little bit too much. but that's okay. It's okay. I just have a pale ale here that I'm gonna pour into the pan. I'm gonna add my sausages now. So now this has like that brown butter flavor from the butter, but when I cook sausages, I think it's important to cook, like get them fully cooked first and then sear them on the outside last. And that's something my grandfather taught me. These have been boiling in the beer now for about 10-15 minutes. They're looking nice and gray and really bland looking. And now is the time to sear them and get that nice flavor on the outside. So as the last of the liquid basically boils off, that's when I'm gonna add some oil. And you know, then we're gonna be searing instead of boiling. Things will definitely be splattering at this point, and that's okay. Just don't wear your favorite shirt. But yeah, we get some really nice color going on these now, and that is where so much flavor comes from when you're eating a sausage, is that nice brown skin. All right, so pumped about this. Let's go. We got these nice, beautiful sausages, right? Putting them into those toasted brown butter buns. And cut really nicely so that they can be browned around on all sides. And so that the sausage sticks out of the edges, looks really nice. The next thing is that super cheesy, creamy jalapeno spaetzle. I just microwave this a little to make sure it was still nice and hot, because it does get a little dried out when it's cold. I added a little bit of milk to it too when I microwaved it. Great. I caramelized a little bit of onion here. It's almost crispy at this point, which I love. And it's definitely common with spaetzle, right? You could use shallots for this too, if you want them extra crispy. And finally, to bring home the jalapeno flavor, I wanted to do a little bit of raw slices of jalapeno. I like to use like the pickled and the raw kind of to like balance or play against each other. I think it's really nice. I should probably try this, huh? Man, this looks so good. I just love the way the spaetzle is like covering it with like a cheese sauce basically. It has that jalapeno to give it a little kick and a little different sort of flavor. Caramelized onions on a sausage, classic. Caramelized onions on spaetzle, classic. So it all works. So first of all, I chose really good sausages for this. The sausages is the main ingredient and you can't skimp on that. But the bun is so important with that buttery, brown butter goodness. It's like crispy, it's soft, it all just like goes so well together. And then you get the cheese, you get the spiciness from the jalapenos, the sweetness from the onions. You get that little hint of the depth of flavor from the beer. This combination is like just killer. Yeah, I wasn't sure how I even felt about this idea going into it, but the combination of flavors is so good in this. Such a good backyard barbecue meal. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you make this. If you do, tag TFIMB on social media. I'd love to see your creations, and you know, like, subscribe, and follow along for more great recipes from the food in my beard.